Hi, I'm Chef Raphael and welcome to Dishes Ajab. Now today I'm going to show you how to make chapatis. Now chapatis are really popular, we call them chapos. But the thing about chapatis is how you make them. How do you get them soft? Now in this video I'll actually show you how to get them soft and with the layers, especially the layers, because the layers is what makes it real, what we love as Kenyans. Now I'll also do a little bit of a twist to them because I'll actually add some carrots and dhania. Now that's totally optional, but the procedure will be the same. It's just that I'm adding that addition. So let's get cooking. So the first thing we now want to do is to I'll start with the additives because I have carrots and dhania. Again, this is very optional. I want to start with this because as I'm mixing everything, I'll include this. So you'd rather start with this rather than doing it when you've already started working with the flour. Now for dhania, I would go for the side which has the stalks. I don't want much. So for the carrots, grate with the small side, the small holes. Now you can actually use the same procedure, especially grating for pumpkin. So I'll put this aside. Now let's work with the flour. Now the ajab flour. Now you're using all-purpose flour. Whenever you're using chapati, you're cooking chapati, that's the flour that you want to use. You can never substitute it with self-raising or even mandazi flour. That one has raising agents, so this is all-purpose flour. So I'm going to get 3 cups of flour. Now whatever cup that you use, so long as it's the same cup that you also use water, we need flour, water, oil, but I'll show you all that. 1 large pinch of salt and maybe half of that large one. To make them a little bit sweet, you can actually add some sugar. The carrots, in fact the 3 of them that I had cut is a little bit too much. So use your eyes, just have a look. So that should be enough. Mix it first. You don't want the carrots to be too much. I can't say that enough. There's this debate, do I use hot water or cold water or lukewarm water? My take is that even cold water from the tap. Now this is cold water. If you're going to use warm water, it should be warm. Water that you can actually touch. It's not hot, not boiling. So that. And oil. That's about 3 tablespoons of oil for this amount of flour. So once all the water is now finished, it's not wet, you can actually now use your hands. That avoids your hand becoming wet and with lumps of flour. Right now it's just pressing. The consistency is perfect. So the technique again for rolling is use the palm, the heel of your hand like this. So what I'm doing, I'm pushing it like that. Pushing it, and then it keeps on stretching, and then when you turn it, you can actually do it with 1 hand. I'm not doing it with the palm, I'm doing with the heel of the hand like that. You can use both hands by stretching it like that and then keep kneading it. until it's nice and smooth. The turns, you can now form it into a ball. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing it while shaping it into a ball. So it's relatively smooth, it's not sticky. So now you can either place it back to the bowl or leave it on the surface like that and then cover it with a towel so that it does not get a crust. When you leave it open, you get a crust forming, which will make it have some a different texture for the flan. So make sure it's completely covered. You can either use a kitchen towel or a cling film. So we'll wait for it for about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, 15 minutes on the higher side, but at least 10 minutes for it to rest. So if this is the size that you go for, so what I usually like doing is just that. I'm assuming the amount, the thickness is the same. I'm going to form them into balls. So you start with your ball, take your rolling pin. Now, when you start as a ball, you'll actually be able to form them into the round shape that you want. 1 teaspoon of oil. Make sure the oil spreads until the edges of the round chapo. When it's round, cut from the center outwards and then roll it. So a cone shape, and then the one that is on the end, I'll tuck it into, and then the top, I'm tucking it into the, like that. So while I'm doing this, I'm also now forming it into another ball, so that when I start rolling, I'll roll from the top and then it will spread out. Now when that happens, that's how the layers become formed within the chapati. Now I'm not gonna roll it when the edges are like this on the sides. The edge, the end, one end is on the bottom and the other is on top. And now it's like a ball. I can even press it like that. Again, when you're pressing, when you're rolling, make sure that you're pressing evenly on both sides. So the idea right now is to have the chapati on a dry surface, no oil. We still have oil that we had put inside, so that will should be enough to start with. Then turn it. Now this is exactly how you want it. Light brown, dried. So when cooking on the second side, it will take less time than the first side. And on this, what I wanted to show you is how to do it with 2 in 1, 2 chapatis, because that one will create a better browning effect, and I'll explain as we cook the second one. So once the second side is like that, no color, no dark brown, put this aside. So I'll take the second one. So while this is cooking, let me just explain what has happened. Now, the oil is on the inside. The chapati is soft, and especially using the aja flour, it has a nicer results. There's something about the flour that makes it makes it have nice chapatis. Now this is lightly brown. This is exactly how you want it, because after this, when this one is done, when you put oil, it will not even take 10 seconds for it to be completely nicely brown the way we want it, or the way we enjoy our chapos. The heat should be at the constant, which is medium to low. If you need to, you can increase. If you're working if it's two people working at the same time, it makes it easier. One can be rolling while the other one is cooking, because the cooking part is the shortest part of this whole process. So I'll now take this one and place it on top. This is optional, but it makes a difference, because as the chapati is rising and forming bubbles within the dough, having a second or even a third one will make it be more flat, so that you get even browning across the whole chapati surface. So the moment you flip it on that side, oil on one side, lift it with the spoon, and then spin it. So here are the chapatis, ready and delicious. They actually want to bite into one, but before I get to that, let me talk about the results. Now, this is how the chapati is. It's actually soft. You see, it's not breaking apart. It's flaky. Now, this is one thing about the ajab flour that it does. It has this nice flakiness that you can actually even peel away and bite into it. So until next time, I'm Chef Raphael signing out, and I'll see you on the next episode of Dishes Ajab.